Students, is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So, how to store and retrieve the data in the database? So, every database management system can take the input in the form of user query. So, the user machine is going to request something to extract or update in the database. So, how the user requests are going to be uh, uh, taken as an input by the database. So usually user can interact with the database in the form of database language, because human can interact with their own language, like a standard English language. Similarly, machine to machine language, right? So how machine to database language, how the user is going to request some data. So this will be given in the form of database language. So one of the database language is the structured query language. So it is going to uh, issue the query to perform certain operation on behalf of user. So user can give the request in the form of query by using the standard set of database language. One of the language is the structured query language. So the structured query language, from the name you can understand that that is a query is going to be issued by the user for retrieving the data from the database. So we are going to send the query and get the response from the database. In that way you can able to retrieve or store the data in the database. So this particular structured query language involve different types of a command for storing and retrieving the data from the database. So the first two primary category of database, that is SQL based commands, are DDL and DML. So uh, we'll first discuss about DDL and then I'll go for DML commands. So what is DDL? DDL stands for Data Definition Language. So from the name you can understand it is going to define some structure, right? So it's a data definition language. It is going to define some structure under the database. So it's a subset of SQL statement that change the structure of the database schema in some way. So already you know that what is the meaning of schema. Schema is the overall design structure of an database, right? If you want to change, or if you wanted to create some new design, right, or new structure to the database, you need to go with this data definition language, right? So every time when you are trying to create, delete or modify the schema is nothing but the logical structure of the database, right? So every time when you are trying to create, modify or delete the structure under any database or the tables, you need to go with the data definition language, which allow the user to restructure or give the structure to the database schema, right? So one of the command under the DDL is create table, the first and primary command which is used to create the table. First of all, you need to create the table. Under the table you need to create the rows, and then you need to specify the column, right? And what is the name of the column, and then the instance you are going to store under the column and in the form of row. This is the, already you know that SQL is the row based database. So whenever you are inserting some data into the SQL, So it is going to be stored in the form of rows. So first command is the create table. So this create table is going to define each column of the table uniquely. So you are going to first going to create one table, because if you take a university database, you can find n number of tables, the records, right? How the record, what are the different types of records are going to be stored under the university? So admission data, right? Examination data, student data, department and course data. So you, everything is going to be in the form of different table. So all these table have some relationship with each other. Then only the, whenever the user trying to map or extract the data from the multiple rows are based on the particular column name, so user can easily able to retrieve the data or store the data. So relational database management system is nothing but collection of interrelated table, right? So here first command is used to create the table. So you are going to create the table, and you are going to provide the unique column name with the minimum 3 attributes in each column. So if you take the first syntax, create table, right? So this is the syntax for creating the table. So you need to specify create table, and what is the table name you are planning to give for this table, right? And then the column name. So here the column 1 is the column name, and then for every column you need to specify the data type of that column, and then the size. So these are the 3 attributes you need to define along with the table creation. This is for the column, right? So you can specify multiple column by separating it, comma, and second column name and its data type and size. So example, create table. I'm planning to create the table for department. So the table name is department here, and then the column name, serial number, and what is its data type? Data type integer. So sometimes you can specify the size, and sometime you may not, and especially for the name. So here the new type of data type we are using for the SQL command, varchar. It's a variable length character. So data type of the name, actually varchar is the string type of data type, right? So but it can hold characters, letters, and even the special character also, right? So every time when you specify um, some size based on this varchar type, it will take maximum of that characters plus uh, 2 bytes for holding the length of that information, the length information. So for an example, I'm given here 3 character. Let's say I'm having the string called ram, right? So in this case, you can take each character will take 1 byte, r for 1 byte, and a for 1 byte, and m for 1 byte. So totally 3 byte plus 2, this 2 for holding the length of that character. So totally 5 bytes is going to be assigned in that particular case, right? So varchar is a variable length character data type. It is a string type, but it can still hold the characters, letters, and the special characters, right? And always for every character it is going to hold 1 byte, reserve 1 byte memory, and then plus 2 bytes for holding the length of that data type. And the next one more column, Actually, in this example, there are totally four columns I'm planning to create. So first one serial number, second one is name, and third one is mark 1, M1 mark 1 and M2 mark 2, and its respective data type integer, right? So you need to close the bracket with the semicolon. So this is the first SQL command which is used to create the table. So once you execute this command, you will get the output like this: table created, right? So what happened initially for any database management system, you need to create the table. So first you created the table. So what I said, data definition language is going to give you the definition for the structure of database schema. So what is, how to view that structure, right? So you can use the describe command for view the logical structure which you are created for the specific table. For an example, already I have created the department. I just wanted to view what is its schema, and or what is the logical structure of this table, right? How many column, and what is the name of the column. If suppose you wanted to verify, you can go with the describe command, DESC in short form. So it is the describe command, right? So describe department, so that is your table number. So always you need to give the DESC along with the table name. So now you see that what are the columns you have created, and is going to be displayed here. This is the logical structure or the schema view of the table which you are already created. So it will show you the name of the column as well as the, what is that, the data type and its respective size. So we have created a four column, and the data type is number varchar 2, and again number, and the length of maximum size of each column. So this is the first command under DDL, and the second command is the alter table. So from the name you can understand that suppose you wanted to add, delete or modify the column in the existing table. Already you created a table and you are maintaining some table. So you wanted to do some modification in that table. So you have to go with this command alter table. So it is also used to add or drop the various constraint on the existing table. So what is the condition? So you can give different conditions over the table. So the first case under the alter table is adding the new column. Suppose I'm planning to add new column with the existing table. So you have to go with the command alter. So alter keyword must be there, alter table, and then the table name. This is the syntax. Add is the keyword which is used to add the new column. So add the new column name and its data type and the size, semicolon, right? So now you see that for an example, alter table, I need to specify the keyword alter table, and the table name is department. The new column which I am going to add is the total. So add in the bracket, you are giving the new column name total, and what is its data type, integer. Now if you type the describe command, you can see that the total is the new column which is added with the existing table. So already we have four columns under the existing table department. Now one more column is also added in the existing table called a department, right? So what is the new column added? Total is a new column added as a part of the department table. So adding multiple columns, not only if you want to add a single column, you can add multiple column also. Alter table, and then the table name, add is the keyword, and you can add multiple column by specifying comma in between the column names. So column total. Also I wanted to add one more column, percentage, and its respective data type. So you can see here, if you put once again the describe command, so it will show you that there are two more columns added as a part of the existing table, right? So this is the way you can add a new column, so single column and multiple columns under the table. And the next one, under the alter command, modify the existing column. So you are going to modify the existing column, then you need to use modify keyword. So you can take a look at this syntax: alter table, table name, and modify is the operation which you wanted to perform. Modify the column name, data type, and the respective size. I just wanted to modify the size of the serial number. Previous case, the size is 38. The maximum length I was specified 38. Now I wanted to change that length into 10. So that I'm just going with the command alter table. The table name is department, and modify is the keyword, and serial number 10. Now you will see that the output will be like this: the table altered. You have performed some alteration over the table, right? Now you just type the describe command, and it will show you that the serial number, the length of the serial number got changed, the size from 38 to 10. So you have modified the size of the serial number from 38 to 10. Now the one more command, suppose I wanted to drop the column from the table. So what is the command which is used to drop the column from the table? So alter table, table name, and drop is the keyword you must use, because you are performing drop operation, and the column name. So I just wanted to drop the percentage column from the existing table. So alter table, table name, drop is the keyword, and the column, drop column percentage. Now after you execute this command, you can type describe department. That is no percentage column in the existing table, right? So this is the way you can drop the column from the existing table. And now the next one, under the alter, renaming the column in the table. Suppose you wanted to change the name of the column from one name to another. So how to perform that? So alter, once again go with the syntax alter table and the table name. Rename is the keyword you need to add. So like previously, drop, modify, add. So similarly you need to add a rename the column name, old column name, to new column, right? So you wanted to rename the column from old name to the new name. So the exact command will be like this: alter table, table name is department, and rename keyword must be there, and then the rename column from what is the old name, total. Now I wanted to change that name into sum, so total to sum. Now once you execute this command, you just enter the describe command. So this describe department will show you that previously we have total under the department as a column under the department. Now that total got changed into sum, right? So the column name changed. The old one is the total and the new one is the sum. So this is the way you can change the or give the new name to the column. And one one more thing is renaming the tables. So even you can rename the table name itself. So how to change the table name? So go with the alter command, alter table name, and rename old name to new name. So similarly, what type of command which you are used for renaming the column, the same thing, only thing you need to specify the old table name with the new table name. So now you see that alter table department rename, right? So like here rename. So I'm just wanted to give the department in short form DEPT, so that I wanted to change the department table name to DEPT. So this name you have to give, right? Once you execute the command, the table got altered. Now the department, that is table name, changed from department to in short form DEPT. So these are the different types of alter commands used under the DDL, right? So how to change the column name, how to add a new column, how to add the multiple new column, how to change the table name, everything, how to delete, sorry, drop, everything we were used to discuss. And now the next command under the DDL is drop table. Actually we have a delete command and drop, and the next command is the truncate table. So what is a drop? Drop table statement is used to drop the existing table in the database. So when you give the delete command, it will delete the contents of the table, but it will not delete the logical structure which is you are created for the table. But once if you give the drop table, then it will completely delete all the rows and columns also along with the content, right, in the SQL table, right? So drop is the keyword, drop table, and the table name department. So table dropped. And the next command, truncate. That is a slight difference between us, delete and truncate. So delete is also delete the total rows which is created under the table, but still the logical schema is maintained. But if you give a truncate table, this is also going to delete one by one row, but it will be bit faster compared to the delete command, right? So it is going to delete the rows comparatively faster than delete command. So this is the command used to delete the complete data from the existing table. Truncate table, table name. So my table is department, so I'm just giving truncate table, table name. So table is truncated. So one more type of a command is a select command. If suppose you wanted to select all the rows from the uh, table, you have to go with the select command. Select command always display the rows which is part of the, retrieve the rows from the table, right? So if you specify select asterisk, here it is going to retrieve all the rows present under the table, right? So select asterisk from department. Now after giving truncate command, if you give this select command, right, it will show no rows selected because the rows are already removed, completely deleted from the table. Any doubt so far, students? DDL commands: create table, alter table, drop table, and truncate table. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So let me continue the second command, data manipulation language. So data manipulation language, once again, from the name you can understand that data manipulation, you can do different types of operation over the data. So it is once again the subset of SQL statement that is used for adding. The primary operation of any database system is inserting, deleting, and updating the data in the database. So all these three operations can be performed with the help of data manipulation language. So you can insert the value in the table, you can delete the data in the table, you can modify or update the data in the database, right? So this is what the exact function of data manipulation language. It modifies the stored data, but the schema is not going to be changed, or the database object is not going to change. What is the schema? Schema is the overall design structure or the logical structure of the table. Now, after creating the table, so previously using DDL command, we have created the table, right? After creating the table, the next operation is you need to insert the values, because that is an empty table is created so far. The table name is department, and then the column names are serial number, and then the name, and mark 1, mark 2, like this. So you need to give the value, that is the instance. So the column attributes and its instances are the value, right? So you need to insert the value into the table. So you have to go with the command insert command under the DML. So insert is the command which is used to add the new rows of the data in the table under the database. Now take a look at the syntax of insert command. Insert into the table which you are already created, the table name, values of the column, the same column name you need to specify here. Insert into table name, values of column 1 data type and its size, comma column 2 data type and its size. It will be continued like that till the number of columns you have in the table with semicolon. So the exact command you can understand from here. What is this? Insert into department, the name of the table, values, the exact values of the column 1. What is the value? Name column, sorry, serial number you have created under the table as a first column. So I'm just giving the value for the serial number, or the instant is equal to 1. And for the under the name column, I'm giving Raj within a single quote. The character need to be specified within a single quote, and then the mark 1 90 and mark 2 85. So once you execute this insert into department values of inserting command, then it will show you one row created. So the values are inserted under the column and one row is created. Like table created, you can see one row is created. Suppose the user want to add multiple values for the different columns, then you have to every time need to update the row. So multiple rows you can create by adding the different values. You see that second row serial number 2, third row serial number 3, and the different names and different marks. Now this is the one method you can insert the values into the table. There is another method. See here, there is another method. Every time you need to type this command, for inserting the values one by one. Instead of that, Only one time you can type some command and then you can enter the values continuously. For an example, insert into table name values of ampersand column name 1 and column name 2 and column name 3. So you need to specify the column name along with the ampersand symbol, then you can continuously enter the values in the table. So this is the example here. Insert into table name student values of ampersand of, you know the column names, right? Ampersand serial number comma ampersand name ampersand m1 comma m2. Now it will prompt the user to enter the value. Now here you can see I'm continuously able to enter 4 ram 100. So one row is created. Once again I will enter this command, then it will allow me to enter all the values one by one. So this is the second method for inserting the value. The user can insert the value directly into the table rows. So if you just wanted to display the table now after inserting the value, go with the select command, select asterisk from the which table name department. Now you see that the first column serial number, second column name, and third column is m1 and fourth column is m2. So the first you created the table with the column, right? And then now you are inserted one by one rows in the table. Now the table is completely created. Now once you store the data, you can extract, modify, add or delete. You can perform all type of operation. Now the second one, update command. What is exactly the update command? It is going to modify the existing record in the table. So you can use the var class. You can use var class with the update query to update the selected row. Selectively, if you wanted to update some row, then you need to go with the var class. So selectively you wanted to retrieve some data from the particular row or under the particular name. For an example, under the name of Raj, what is his mark 1 and mark 2, right? So selective rows you can update with the help of the var class. Otherwise the all the rows would be affected. Now you can see the update command, update table name. Set is a keyword used to set the column is equal to some value, comma second column is equal to some value. Where class is given here, what is the condition? You wanted to update the specific or selective row under the table, you have to go with the where class. Now exact command is update department. Set is the keyword. Serial number 4, I wanted to change the mark, right? Set serial number 4 where m1 is equal to 75. Previous case, what is the m1? 100. I just wanted to change m1 is equal to 75. So you can change it like this. This is the where condition, right? Where m1, I wanted to change the name, where name is equal to something, you can specify with the single quote, right? So once you update the row, you can view the updation by using the select command. Select asterisk from the table, the updated values you can able to see under that particular row. So the distinct keyword is used to select distinct values in the field or the column. For an example, select distinct name from the department. What is the distinct? Unique name from the department or the unique value under the column name. All the 4 values are unique only, so different names only. So similarly you can select any other values also. If you give m1 means it will show 90, 95 and 75. It will not reflect the duplicate value. It will show only the unique values. So for retrieving the unique values under the column, you can go with the distinct keyword. Select distinct name from the department. So these are the unique names under the column name. And the next command is the delete. So already I mentioned that delete is the command it is used to delete the existing record in the table. So delete from table name where condition. I just wanted to delete the particular row from the table, then I have to go with the where class, right? So delete from table name is department where m1 is equal to 100. I just wanted to delete the row where m1 is equal to 100. So you can display the outcome like this.